Welcome to Galactic Grandmother, Heart to Heart. My name is April, and my special returning guest today is Jeff Cloud. Jeff is the author of Waking Up in the Dream, and he's the creator of a 30-day course by the same name. He studied with Don Miguel Ruiz, the author of The Four Agreements, for many years. So he's had some special training, and he's really a specialist in mentoring deep inner healing and transformation. However, besides being a busy spiritual teacher, he has a passion project where he lives in Thailand now, and that is the wild jungle doggies. So welcome so much, Jeff. It's so nice to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you for the beautiful introduction. It's great to see you. I love and appreciate your energy and your heart. And so I just followed my heart, and little by little, synchronicities started popping up. I bought a yellow bicycle with a basket on the front and just started riding around the moat, which is this waterway that goes around the city of Chiang Mai. And I just started meeting all these people with eye contact and found out where the healthy juice bars were and all these places where the digital nomads, as they call them, people that are kind of unplugged from the 9 to 5 and stuff. And I just started meeting all these incredible people. And then I took all my notes, which were just really notes to self that I'd been writing in a journal. And that became the Waking Up in the Dream step-by-step guide. So I came up with this process, and I created this daily tracking sheet, which comes with the book. Super simple. You fill it out each evening. You track how many times you caught yourself judging. You train yourself using this process. And every time you have a judgment, a fear, a trigger, or a less than thought, you stop and you take a breath. And you may not be able to do it if you're driving a car or walking, talking, vibrating magnets. And the goal of this process is to clear and heal this gorgeous human vessel that serves us unconditionally in every moment. And this is the quickest process I've ever found. I'm saying it because I've never found anything that's faster, and I'm all about fast. So when you wake up, and this book teaches you how to do it, and the online course, and before, as soon as you awaken from what we call the sleeping dream, you must be willing to question everything if you're going to move out of the setup, which is the low frequency 3D matrix of basically inversion and deception. And so you train yourself as soon as you awaken, before those 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running over and over and over that run every day. And if you need to, you set your alarm a half hour or an hour earlier, and you spend that time loving on every one of these cells that's been unconditionally loving you since you've been in the womb, because they're consciously aware, they're listening all the time to every thought, the programming, the less thans. These are the things that must be cleared. So even though I bought all the books on money, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, all that stuff, EFT tapping, money comes to me easily and effortlessly, never worked, none of it. Because none of them told me how to go in and dismantle the subconscious beliefs. This book does. And it lets you track it. Because if you set your intention, if you've ever noticed where you've set a goal and you go, yeah, I'm really going to focus on this. And that's your strong intention for the day. And then like 3 days later, it just starts to dissipate. And those old programs that have been running for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, just they're so ingrained that if you don't match the repetition of giving the exact instructions to your subconscious, as much as those programs are running in the background over and over and over, 50, you're not going to dismantle those programs that have been running for so long. The great news that we're all into is it doesn't take 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years to dismantle those programs. As soon as you identify one, it starts to dismantle and lose its power through the raising of your conscious awareness and your ability to calmly observe. So the next time it happens, you have a trigger, a judgment, a fear, a less than thought. You stop and you take a breath and you smile, because smiling relaxes your body, triggers stress your
Mhm.
body. So we don't want to stress this body that's been unconditionally loving on us. So we take a breath and we smile. Okay, what is this trigger, judgment, or automatic reaction attempting to show me or teach me about me?
Mhm.
It's always about you. It's always about you. So when we go, what is this attempting to show me or teach me about me? What is the gift here? It's easy to see the gift when you get money, or,
Mhm.
somebody, you get something you like, the new home or the car, and that keeps you happy for a little while. And then it's like your higher self is always pulling you forward for more, not more possessions, more understanding of how this reality works. And that, here's another huge one for me. When I shifted from service to self, like, what can I get? I need more. I need more, people to like me. I need more money. Oh, I'd like a home and a new car. I need more. When I realized that was a really sticky program and I shifted, and when I wake up and my head's on the pillow, I'm like, okay, after I love on my body and I consciously and intentionally create my reality, the most amazing people just kept showing up in my life every single day. See how I worded that? They just kept showing up. Not only does that give my subconscious the instructions that it's already here now, but I'm telling it that it just kept happening. Super key. So when I switched to my mantra of what can I get from this dream to how can I serve to uplift the collective? Because it's not just me, Jeff, that's the ego. We're all connected. We're all connected. When I was studying with Miguel, who was just one of my wonderful mentors, he told me one day, he said, Jeff, everyone is you. I'm like, what? Everyone is me? You mean the pedos and the rapists and the people that are poisoning our food, air, and water? He said, well, that's part of the collective consciousness of the wound. But he said, when you see everybody as your mirror, then instead of judging them, you begin to go, what is this reflection that I'm feeling in this moment showing me or teaching me about me? Because they are the gift bringers, especially if they trigger you.
Right.
So when you can get to the point where you can completely forgive anyone, and it teaches you how to do it in the book, and so understanding, number one, if you're open to this, you don't have to believe me, but don't believe yourself and your story, because if your story is keeping you stuck, it's time to change it. Okay. So you chose every single thing that happened to you as part of your soul contract before you came here. So I could clear this stuff for myself, perhaps my family, and the collective. And when we take 100% ownership for that and we go, how can I serve today? Do you know that being in service makes you feel better than anything you could ever do?
Mhm.
It's amazing. So I
Yeah.
know that was a long piece, but I'm passionate about it and it's really key. I mean, I
Well,
put this stuff together and it's so simple if you're willing to look at your stuff. That's all. We've got to look at our stuff instead of projecting, and that will begin to open up and dismantle all these old 3D programs.
I like the idea that you put it in a book step by step with a sheet, a worksheet that they can work with every day. And you're there if they need some personal guidance.
And, again, it's really about simple, because if you've got to read a book that's difficult to understand,
Mhm.
the mind and the subconscious needs simple. You don't have to go to school for years. And
Um,
so, yeah, it's really step by step. Am I willing to be accountable for every single reaction and judgment that I have? And if I'm doing or feeling something, or I feel scared or trapped, or I don't know how to get out, then I sit with it and I journal. And you got a spot right here to write in what's coming up for you. But if you sit with it and observe and go, it's safe to feel. It's safe to feel. So you've really got to go all in and be willing to know that it's safe to go in and meet these feelings. Because if you don't, they're going to still be there, and they're going to keep attracting people in relationships that mirror. You're going to attract people that have the same issues and distortions. This journey can be challenging, but there is a gift in every challenge. Only the bravest souls choose this path, because you're an infinite being floating around. You can go into any dimension or multi-dimensions at a time. You're never hungry. You never have a judgment. Your body's never ill. You are the perfection, infinite perfection of the universe. And maybe you got bored, or maybe you went, where can I go to serve? What's the most messed up place that truly needs my assistance? Or what is the place that would be the most incredible roller coaster ride adventure of all time that you could never even imagine? And that's Earth at this time.
Is there a weekly online group that people can join in on? Is there something that they can do with you?
Yeah, I have. Yes. And thank you for asking. I have been doing a group called 5D Ascension Academy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3-month commitment that people come into. That is an investment, because my intention was to make it so anybody could afford to come in and do this and be supported by other people. I have another private group called the Waking Up in the Dream Activation Portal, and that's free. Anybody can come into that. But here and be in gratitude all day long and name off everything you're grateful for. That's the key to magnetizing more money and abundance into your reality. However, most people only focus on what they're lacking. I don't have enough. So you just sent your subconscious the direct order that you do not have enough. So it goes, let's create more of this lack, more of not enough. When you can look around every day and go, man, I've got a computer, I've got a Tibetan bowl, I've got a microphone, I've got guitars, I've got air conditioning, I've got speakers, I've got a shower, I've got a refrigerator. You have to make it a daily habit. If you don't, the old programs are just they're gonna take over. So make it a daily habit. When you get up, set your intention. I'm going to be in service, and I'm going to go on gratitude rampages every day. Are you present? Are you in gratitude? Are you in judgment, self-judgment, judgment of others? And you've got to be able to see the old program running in order to dismantle it. And this process will show you those programs faster than anything I've ever found. And that's why I do this every day. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, people probably, I would like to have you tell them what your website is so that they can go there and check out the groups and the book and the course.
The website is portal2awakening.com. And it's T-O, portal T-O instead of the number 2. And my YouTube channel has over 300 hours of free, you don't have to pay, nothing, where I go over and over and over these tools again and again and again. And if you're anything like me, you may have to hear it more than once. So as I said, and if you'll get a journal and write the stuff down and go, okay, consciously and intentionally create my reality first thing every morning before those 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running. Every time I have a judgment or a trigger, stop. Take accountability for it and ask, what is this attempting to show me or teach me? What is the gift here? Those 5 words will change your life completely. Another 3-word mantra that will change your life is to become a neutral observer. Instead of judging and reacting to everything, you become neutral and you go, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting is 100% neutral. So you can actually train yourself to sit back and observe something horrific and not have it lower your frequency. Oh, those people, I can't believe they're doing that, killing all those kids in traffic. Blah, 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 blah. That lowers your frequency. Yes, it may raise your awareness to what's going on out there, but a master is neutral. It doesn't mean he doesn't care, but he takes action from a place of neutrality.
Mhm.
And so this might take weeks, it might take some months, it might take a year. But if you go through this process, you'll look back after a couple months and you'll go, oh my God, I can see people just running these programs. And not only are they running them, they're defending them as if their life depended on it. And they're lashing out at other people that are attempting to show them some higher conscious thinking and change their life for them because they see them struggling, but they're not open-minded, and they just keep looping on those same programs in that little tiny prison. And part of my passion is showing people how to undo it, and definitely first and foremost undoing it for Jeff. I still have stuff to clear. I don't know
Well,
if you can be in a human body and not have stuff to clear.
a wonderful message, and I'm so appreciative that we have people like you put all
And
over the
you.
planet, anchoring in this wonderful energy, just like an antenna for humanity.
It's pretty fascinating. And
Uh-huh.
thank you as well. So I get a lot of messages from people, and I see people on social media that go, nobody in my family's awake. Gives me goosebumps. Nobody in my family's awake, and nobody in my town seems to be awake.
Mhm.
And it can be a lonely feeling.
Right.
So I'm just here to tell you, if you see this, just trust that you were put there for a reason. And you don't really have to do anything to wake people up.
No.
You just walk around holding the frequency of, I'm just going to smile at everybody. And if I can help them in some way, I'm going to help them. And I talk to the birds and the animals and the water buffalo and the dragonflies. And I talk to Mother Earth every day, because Mother Earth is just, oh my God, she's just pushing love and abundance. You come to Thailand and see everything, mangoes, papayas, butterflies, dragonflies. There's just, wherever there isn't concrete, she's pushing out abundance, abundance. And it's nonstop. It never stops. It can't stop because it comes from love. And so when you begin to see that and you go, how can I mirror that? And then you go, okay, what can I give? It's not about what can I get? It's
Mhm.
about what am I giving? Because when I give, I actually receive.
Right.
That's one. Yeah.
Okay, my darling Jeff, so glad. Thank you so much for your time and your energy and your inspirational words.
Thank you. You too, gorgeous soul. Thank
All
you so
righty.
much, dear.
All right,
Okay.
bye-bye.